Good morning, fellow Americans. I'm going to show you this barn progress. A lot of you have been asking about it. I've been over here working on it a little bit, trying to beat the heat, but the heat's been beating me instead. I videotaped this yesterday. I come over here and I done a video of this, and I'm watching the quality of the video, and man, is like just shaking all over. So I decided I'd come back over here and record it again, just because the camera was just shaky like crazy. So I don't know what the deal was, but anyhow, I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm going to show you the progress I've made. A lot of you have been asking, and I have been working on it here and there just a little bit, but I have a lot of other stuff going on, plus the heat's been just ridiculous. So I try coming over here in the morning a little bit or in the evening and work for as long as I can take the heat, but I usually do it in the morning or in the evening where it ain't quite so hot. But I'm going to turn the camera around and show you what I've gotten done so far. There you go. As you can see, oop, maybe you can't see the sun, there's a glare there. That's better. As you can see, I got a lot of that slat siding off of there. It's high enough now that I gotta take that ladder laying there on the ground, stand it up there and climb up on the ladder, otherwise I'm reaching clear over my head. I have a pry bar that the neighbor guy gave me. I had to do some modification on it because he had designed it to tear a crib down one time and pull these outer boards off, and he gave it to me and said I could have the tool. He didn't want it back, but he used it to tear a crib down like I'm doing, but it's made for 2-inch studs, and these are 3-inch. These studs here, they're 3 inches wide, so the gap in the between the claws were only 2 inches, so I had to modify it. I took it to my son's and we took his plasma cutter and widened the gap so it's straddle that stud. As you can see, there's 3 nails on each stud, and what I do is I come up here with the tool and it straddles underneath there, and then I pry outward and it pulls them, starts pulling the nails out, and then I push the board back in and the nails are sticking out and I can pull them loose. So that's how I've been doing that. I'll take you around, and hopefully I'm not walking too fast and shaking this camera too bad, but I'll show you the tool. It's around on the other side. I was working on the other side last night and tearing a few of them pieces off down there, or around there I should say. Here's some of the lumber that I've gotten off. My grandson Logan was over here helping me, and I asked him to drag them around here and stack them. Well, this is a stacking job. He just dropped them in a pile. Excuse me. He dropped them in a pile, but I guess they're in here in one central location. For you newcomers, welcome to my channel. I've had a lot of new subscribers in the last week or so. Here's a pile of lumber. A lot of you have already seen this, but for you newcomers, here's a big pile of lumber. These were the purlin boards off the roof. And my grandson Wyatt pulled all the little shingle nails. It had wooden shingles on this barn, and he pulled all the little nails out of it and got me this big pile of nice clean lumber. And here's some over here that he done also. And then there's some of them siding boards, them white ones. I'll come over here and show you the bucket of nails that Wyatt had done. Here's the bucket of nails. It's about a 1-gallon bucket. And all them nails Wyatt pulled out of them boards. Well, I'm going to bring you around outside now. Show you this other side, the east side of the barn. I'll show you the pry bar that I use and the little bit of progress I've started making over here. Okay, here I am on this side, and there I started taking them boards off. I got a few of them laying over here on the slab of concrete. As you can see, I got all the rafters down. The upper rafters in the loft area They're still up there. I'm going to take them down all in one piece. I'm planning on using them for a roof on a project I'm going to do. Thinking about building some kind of cabin up in my timber. So I'm going to leave them intact. I'm going to take them loose, but take them off there, but I'm going to keep them attached so I can just reuse them as rafters. Here's that tool that I got from the neighbor right here. This thing's heavy. It tires you out holding this thing up, especially when you're reaching up over your head. There's only a 2-inch gap right here between these two claws. There's only a gap like that, and we had to take the torch and cut this wider so it'll straddle these studs like that. And then we just slip up underneath this board and then pry outward and pop the heads of the nails out so we can get a hold of them with the hammer. Well, that's what I've been working on. Like I said, the sun's coming down right now. It's supposed to be 100 degrees today. So I won't be working on this morning. I'm going to try and find some other project to do. Maybe do something in the house, but I plan on coming over here maybe this evening. You have to forgive me, my nose is running. I caught a darn summer cold. I was out working the other day, out in the heat when it was in the 90s, and was working for about 3 or 4 hours. I was actually over here and worked up a big old sweat working in the middle of the day, which I shouldn't have been, but I was. Worked up a big old sweat and then went in the house in the air conditioning, and then that done man, I got this dang cold. So won't do that again, I'll tell you. Air conditioning does it to me every time. If I do that, I get hot and go and cool down, then I got a cold. So summer colds are the worst. But I just thought I'd come over here and show you the progress I'm making. I do have a time schedule. I have to have this done by the end of August, so it looks like I got a lot to do. But I think once I get the siding off and get these outer studs down and then go up, there's a granary, what I call granary, which that's what it is. It's big old wooden boxes, and as you can see up there, I'm gonna try and take them wall sections down in one piece. I'll take them apart, but I'll take each section, each wall from each granary box, I'll take them down, just let them drop down hopefully, and be able to move them with my skid loader, take them over to my place in all one piece and tear them down later, just as long as I get them off this property before the end of August. And then I have some fencing to do, take some fencing down, some cow panel fencing. If you go back and watch my earlier videos, for you newcomers, you'll see the videos that I've done on this barn. So well, I ain't gonna keep rambling on. I'll see y'all later, and don't forget I love you. Bye.